The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Nature's Bounty. Nature's Bounty believes your body is brilliant, naturally designed to thrive, inside and out. For those always looking for new ways to support your health from head to heels, Nature's Bounty has a range of over 400 vitamins and supplements born from 50 years of trust and care. Nature's Bounty. It's in your nature. Visit naturesbounty.com to learn more.
Hi, I'm here to pick up my son Milo.
There's no Milo here.
Who picked up my son from school?
Streaming only on Peacock.
I'm gonna need the name of everyone that could have a connection.
You don't understand. It was just the 5 of us.
So this was all planned.
What are you gonna do?
I will do whatever it takes to get my son back.
I honestly didn't see this coming. These nice people killing each other.
All Her Fault, a new series streaming now only on Peacock.
Hello and welcome to episode 267 of the Washed Up Emo podcast. I am Tom Malone from washedupemo.com. Today on the podcast, we welcome Connor Gilroy. You don't know that name? You really should. He does music under Gilroy Music. I'll have the link in the description, but also he was the crow from Death Cab for Cutie's album, Transatlanticism. It was amazing. My wife showed it to me on Twitter. I posted on Instagram. We ended up connecting. A lot of people were loving the costume, and we go deep into why he selected it, what the reason for the wedding he was going to the following day, and his music, and what he's up to, and how much or how little he knew about Washed Up Emo prior to this. So really good chat, super fun to talk to Connor. So happy he was able to chat about this amazing costume and his connection to emo and some of his favorite bands. So I hope you enjoy. This is episode 267 of the Washed Up Emo podcast. Excuse me. We're going to do this in one take with Connor Gilroy from Gilroy Music and the amazing Crow from the Death Cab for Cutie album, Transatlanticism.
Hello.
What's up? It's Tom. What's going on?
Not much. I'm just here in the evening.
Oh my God. So random. I'm so glad you're up for doing this.
Yeah, of course. I don't have a lot going on these days.
What's so random is I'm sitting on the couch and my wife's on Twitter or X, whatever the fuck they call it now. And she's like, check this out. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Send that to me immediately. And I was like, I have to post this. And I took some screenshots, posted it. I then figured out your Instagram handle when you're like, was it a friend that tagged it, that followed me, or was sent it? How did that happen? So
basically, I guess I don't know if I should start just from where I made the damn thing.
Yeah, let's do that. I would love to say I found the tweet. I posted it. It's out of control. It's still going up based on what Zuckerberg's showing me on the analytics. But it had already taken off on Twitter. But where did this idea come up? How did you come up with this?
Well, so it's really funny. This year I turned 30, and based on, just getting older, and then also I moved out of New York, so, a lot of the parties they probably would have gone to, I kind of just was out of Halloween plans this year.
Yeah.
But then a friend of mine who actually is from New York, but she Well, she lives in New York, but she's from North Carolina. She had a wedding over Halloween weekend. And so hilariously, I was telling everybody that my plans for Halloween, I was like, I'm going to a wedding. And everybody was like, dang, that's such a bummer. And I was like, actually, it's kind of a relief because I didn't have any plans. And the welcome party. So the wedding itself was on November 1st, but she had a party, like a welcome, like costume party the day before. And so when this like blew up and started going around, I was kind of laughing because I was like, I don't know if these people know that I'm going to like a very lame, like very adult party wearing this.
So you had tweeted this and did the quote. And what day did you post that? That was like
this was literally, I mean, it was Halloween day. So I had to drive down to, the wedding was in Raleigh, North Carolina, and like I got a hotel, I got all the pieces, and like this is the kind of thing where, I mean, I don't know if you can really tell. So it's kind of like I came up with this idea. I'm like all over the place.
You're fine. You're fine.
This was such a hectic day because I put the whole thing together like in that hotel room. Like I was done like putting the whole thing together after like an hour, and immediately after was when I tweeted these pictures. And
so you finished it and we're like, all right, I'm going to post this before I go to the wedding.
Yeah, I was out and about, and like I was like an hour late to this thing putting the costume together because so it's like, I mean, I came up with the idea because like, so my friend whose wedding it was is a huge My Chemical Romance fan.
Okay.
And I kind of thought about doing something related to that because like my friends were hyping this whole thing up. They were like, they're going to be photographers there. It's got to look good on camera. And I'm the kind of person that usually does like last minute costumes. And so I was like, oh shit, I have to take this seriously. And so at first I thought about doing something related to My Chemical Romance, but I know this is Washed Up Emo Podcast. Don't shoot me.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm not going to say anything.
I think they're great. Like I would never talk down about My Chemical Romance.
No,
but I'm not like a
you are more than welcome to. I can't stand that.
I'm just not like a diehard My Chemical Romance fan. So I was just like, I'm kind of grasping at straws for ideas and threw most of them out. And then I was like, what if I do, some other band related costume? And when I thought of the idea, I was like, well, if I do this costume, it's a crow, right? And I'm sure that I can find a lot of like the basic pieces for this at like Spirit Halloween.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is where most of the stuff came from. But
shout out Spirit.
Yeah. My friends were like, this is kind of obscure. Like, you're going to be explaining what this is all night. And I was like, I mean, maybe. But I asked my friend again, whose wedding it was, if she was a fan of Death Cab. And she responded in all caps, like, yes, shut up. And so, I was like, perfect. So costume decided. Now I just have to put it together. And I got most of the stuff with like feathers on it from Spirit Halloween. And I just went to Michael's and got some red yarn. And the head is pretty impressive. And the head was honestly the worst part of it because that was the part. So I got it from Amazon and like, I don't know where I got this thing. I just searched like crow head. And
yeah, I'm like, what did you put into Amazon that was like, didn't go to like live animal stuff or something, like for snakes? I don't know. Like,
I don't know. I was just really clear about like mask. Like I made sure that was in the search when I put it together.
Okay.
And like, that was the part that I was like, this could really sell the whole thing. And I didn't find anything that was very good, like at Halloween shops in the area. And I was like, all right, this is what I'll go deep into the dark web for this crow head. And I mean, obviously, fucking Amazon, everybody is able to do that. But so it looked pretty good. I clicked purchase. I waited my time, and then it got here, and it's packed into this like tiny like label-less cardboard box. And so weirdly, like, I mean, I guess it looks like the most like maintenance heavy part of the costume, and it certainly was. Like,
So
I
you had to put it
unpack,
together like Legos or something.
No, not even that. It's just like so the head was like fully assembled and everything. Like it's just like a rubber like mask.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, but the problem was that it was like folded and packed up into this tiny box, and so it looked like fucked up and like creased and like it's not feathers, it's like fur on top of it. So like up close, it looked really weird, and then also it had like bedhead when I unpacked the thing.
Not the band, everybody.
No. I had to like brush this thing out like it was a wig. And so
and this is you're under a deadline.
Yeah, I did this. I mean, so again, normally I don't put a whole lot of effort into it, and I do things pretty last minute. And like this was kind of no exception. I got the pieces together like a few days before, and I was like, okay, I have a few days to like, stretch this thing out, make sure it doesn't look as like folded and fucked up or whatever.
Right.
And then I just had to like, this is the kind of, I mean, if you look at it, it's not the kind of thing that you can like put together really beforehand and then just like put on and be done with it. Like I didn't know how I was going to do this. I had all of the pieces, but then I got to my hotel room with like less than an hour to put it together. And I had to, I had to like tie the like feathers around my neck together.
This feels like getting ready for the Met Gala.
It is. It was really similar. I also like. It just felt like it really felt like the first time I was putting this much effort into anything. I was like, I feel like I don't even put this much effort into like what I'm wearing when like I'm like playing music in front of people, which like you'd have a lot of scrutiny with appearance that way.
Yeah.
I was really in the zone. I was like, I had double-sided tape and a dream. And I had, you can't really see it in the pictures, but I had wings on as well. And like,
shit.
I put all these pieces on. I had to put the yarn all over the wings before I put them on, but everything else I had to like put the whole costume on and then find a way to like wrap yarn around myself while I was wearing it.
And did you drive to the wedding, or you walked or flew?
Yeah, I drove to this wedding wearing this fucking costume.
Sorry, I joked about flying because you were wearing wings.
No,
So you drove in this?
Yeah, I drove all the way down there, and then thank God the hotel was like less than 10 minutes away. But
Okay,
I still had to drive.
That's still a lot. 10 minutes
Yeah,
while
I still had to
with
drive
yarn.
a little ways across town. I took the crow head off for that, but I was still wearing the wing, so I had to like lean forward in my driver's seat. And like again, so I posted that picture that went on Twitter and then went fucking everywhere. I posted that before I went to the wedding, before I got into the car, before I had the whole get up in front of everybody. Those pictures, that's the nicest that costume looked.
So you're driving, have no idea, like, what account do you think retweeted this or like put this, like, is it what happened? Because I saw it and it was already 220,000 and I was like, I don't fucking care, this is hilarious, it's on Instagram. And I'm just gonna say this one Halloween, like, that's all. And it literally took me 5 seconds. So what happened when you looked at your phone? Was it like people were telling you, or like, not the Instagram, but the Twitter?
Oh my God, no. To be honest with you, like, I was busy, saying hi to my friends' parents and stuff. So I wasn't like looking at
you weren't checking stats.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I'm pretty glued to my phone, but this was an instance where I was just like not really paying attention to it. And I think that like I have a couple of friends who are on Twitter as part of like an extension of like, I have a lot of friends that write for like music publications and stuff like that. And a few of them retweeted it. And so already it was kind of starting to reach its audience, and like it started to get a little bit of attention. And I was like, okay, cool. People like my costume. Like, that makes me feel pretty good. And so the rest of the evening, after looking at it for a little bit, I just kind of put my phone away. And I think it didn't even get that far before, it was time for me to go to bed that evening. And then I woke up in the morning, like having to get ready for a wedding, and it was fucking everywhere.
Now that was Twitter. That wasn't even Instagram yet.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that was, it getting to Instagram and everything was not, I didn't post it anywhere on Instagram. I didn't like it. There's just like, there's meme accounts where like, if anything goes far enough on Twitter, like someone will pick it up and they'll screenshot it.
Yeah. This dumbass did on the phone. Yep. Me. But I remember like posting it and then looking at your account and going, they didn't post it on Instagram. I was like, I don't know if this is the person. I'm going to hold off on tagging. And then I was like, and then a friend of yours said, you're famous again.
Yeah. This is not the first time I've gone viral. There was a tweet. I think this was like maybe a year ago at this point, a long time ago. I tweeted like, I don't know if you're familiar. Do you know Claro?
Yes, of course.
Okay, all right. I don't know how far she's reached at this point, but just to make sure. So she, I guess, had played in like Stanford, California, and she tweeted something along the lines of like, "That was amazing, Stanford. Thank you so much." And I quoted it and said, like the scientists during the prison experiment, : And I thought that was really stupid and really funny. And then I didn't think anything about it. And then like in a couple of days, it was being reposted all over Instagram on meme accounts.
Wow.
And again, like that was just like, this feels a little bit better because at least this was something I put together with my own two hands.
Yeah.
And that was just like a really dumb joke I made at Claro's expense.
So by the time your friend tagged you, you're like, here it goes again. I'm used to this. And then what the fuck is Washed Up Emo?
Well, I mean, yeah, I'll admit I had not previously heard the name before. Super appreciative, but I was like, what is going on?
And then I messaged you and just like, is this cool? Like, this is really awesome. And then I told you the stats because I thought I'd never seen anything like this before.
I cannot believe a million of like over, what was it? Like 4 something million people have seen this now.
It's over 3 million right before I checked, like before we got on the phone.
Like I'll take it.
You know what's crazy about the stats? So I looked into it. It's 77 or 82% female.
Okay.
Which is like, usually it's male. Like usually it's men reposting stuff or sharing things. So this connected with a new audience.
I guess so. I mean, I think the moment I kind of realized like, oh, this actually might go further than most of the stupid stuff I put on Twitter does is I have this friend Jillian who she kind of has a knack for ruffling people's feathers, and she either goes viral for like saying something funny or for starting discourse. and she writes for a lot of different music publications. So already like her audience is, it's a lot of different people, but she writes all this stuff for music. And I figured that, her audience is very like plugged in on stuff like that, or at least like, they're old enough to remember Death Cab for Cutie.
Right.
So I was like, oh shit, like this actually might go further than I planned on it going. And yeah, again, I woke up in the morning and it was just kind of everywhere.
And then Instagram, Facebook, and then were other people reaching out to you and saying this isn't just on Twitter, or more people, or
I literally the thing that friends of mine who have had stuff go viral on the internet were messaging me and saying like, I guess with their own experience of it, they're like, yeah, this will happen. And like people you haven't talked to in like 5 years will DM you and be like, oh my God, you're famous. And that's exactly what was happening. Like people who I haven't spoken to since like high school were DMing me like, oh my God, is this you?
From your Twitter, or was it from Facebook?
It was from Instagram.
Instagram.
It was from Instagram. Again, on accounts I hadn't even posted it to. Like,
wow.
Really. And someone I don't know how he found this out, but one of my friends, I think it was from the Washed Up Emo post. Someone told me that Max Bemis liked it.
He did.
Oh
I have a lot of bands and people following me. So, and actually Death Cab's management follows me. So like everybody, and then someone in the fucking comments was like, it's not emo. So I had to fucking do a reel and explain had to show like some old school Michigan Fest 2002 with Death Cab playing, old school songs to be like, relax, buddy. They know who,
can let them know. You can let that person know that next Halloween I'm going to be doing a We Have the Facts costume.
Really? Ooh, this is going to be a series. I like this.
I don't know how I would do it, but I did. I mean, I did think about it. I think I joked. I can't remember where. I think it was on Twitter. I joked with somebody saying that before I did that costume, I considered being that, it's like a tree or something.
Yes.
On Plans. I was like, I was going to be the Plans tree. Again, this was all to please my female friend on her wedding day.
See, this is why it's beautiful. This wasn't, I can't wait for, Death Cab to find it. You were trying to make someone else stoked, and you put this together with heart. And that's what I resonate mostly with. Like, you did this because you thought it'd be really fun for somebody. And it resonated with a lot of people. I'm not trying to get cheesy, but it's just really cool. Like, so many people were like, I can't believe I didn't think of this. This is so cool. Like, usually the internet is a bunch of people fucking yelling at each other. And for one evening over the last few days, it's been really cool to have everyone just be unanimously saying, this is the fucking Halloween costume of the year. And fuck yeah.
Again, I'm nothing but flattered because, again, I did not think that much of it when I had posted it. And, I will say it's not, I'm not the first to come up with that idea. When I thought about doing it and I was wondering if it was even like something like structurally possible, I looked at a lot of references on the internet. So shout out to everyone that comes up in the Transatlanticism costume Google image search, because they're the real heroes.
I don't know if I had a long day or you're just really fucking funny. I think a little bit of both. That's so good. Right. It's like you are giving you've already walked up the stairs at the gala, right?
Yeah.
And you're giving that interview with the people that don't know who you are. Did you see last year's where they were interviewing the most famous Bollywood actress or actor, and the girl from SNL had no idea who it was? Did you see that interview? Yeah. So that's what I'm feeling like you're doing right now. You're like letting everybody know, like, I know I'm here on behalf of everyone that walked before or flew before me in the Transatlanticism Google search.
I'm still, I told you this already. Like, I would still accept some kind of acknowledgement, an email, or something from Ben Gifford himself.
Okay. I will see about it. There's a few things I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to, for you, like, what other, if Death Cab, like, what other stuff are you into?
Obviously when I started like thinking of this whole idea, it put me through a whole like time warp back to that era of like, Death Cab being on, I don't know if you remember them being on like the OC and shit like that.
Jimmy Eat World was on the OC too.
Wait, what?
Jimmy Eat World was on the OC too.
Oh yeah, they had, oh my God. That's a great, I love Jimmy Eat World. I was telling some friends of mine, so this was wedding season, like on steroids for me. And actually one of the ones that I went to was my friend Carrie, who is a drummer in a band called Paper Cage. They're awesome, by the way. If I can shout them out really quick.
You can shout out whoever you want. Yeah.
Yeah, they're sick. She got married recently to her wife, and part of their celebration was they played a set, and they played Sweetness by Jimmy Eat World. They absolutely killed it. And I was telling her, because I know it's a favorite song of hers. I think that they've just like, Sweetness just makes perfect sense for like the lineups that they have. But I was telling her, like, you got to get the boys to learn how to play Lucky Denver Mint, because I know you love that song.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Clarity. Who doesn't love a little Clarity?
Who doesn't?
Gosh, when I think about like the emo stuff that I listen to, or when you're asking me that question, I mean, this was a lot of stuff that I was listening to a lot in college. I was at my college's radio station.
Which one?
I had it was WQAQ. I went to Quinnipiac, and it's a smaller college in.
Yeah, I know Quinnipiac.
Yeah. The Connecticut scene was so cool to be exposed to when I was younger. And
absolutely.
Yeah, and like, oh gosh, it's gone now. But I used to go to this place called The Space.
Yep, I remember The Space. There's so many cool videos online.
Yeah,
and I never got to go, but I remember seeing it on tour dates as a kid, being like, okay, they're playing The Space. Like, just seemed like, and that was in what fucking town was it? Starts with an H, right?
Hamden.
Yeah.
That's where the school is. Yeah, and around that time, like, everything that my friends were into, like everyone that was part of that club, that was a lot of my exposure to emo music. And some of the stuff that like I loved back in that day was some of them were on the lineup for 2025. Like I've been listening to so much Pity Sex.
Yep.
I know they played, which like it's so good to see them. They broke up like forever ago, and it's so exciting. I mean, even if they don't ever put out music again, I'm really excited to see them playing again.
Absolutely. I'm trying to think who else you might have, like, I mean, definitely from an indie side, like Made to State, Rilo Kiley played, which I thought was cool.
Yeah. Also, I've been really into, I know Wednesday played that festival, and they're a newer act that I really love. Like they're just so loud, which is
was fucking loud. I was actually leaving my hotel, which was 3 blocks away from it, and they were playing, and I could tell it was them.
Yep. Yeah. They absolutely kill. They're actually from Asheville, North Carolina too. So they're not that far from here. And there's a lot of cool shit coming out of North Carolina these days.
That's where I went to college.
Really? Where?
I went to Elon.
Oh my God, no way.
In the late 90s. And so Grandpa over here can tell you all about the Cat's Cradle. And I think being in Connecticut is very similar, because how are you going to get to Boston from New York? You're going to do another show.
No, totally. And like, it is really rare. I mean, that's kind of my setup these days now, is a lot of stuff. If I want to go to a show, it's usually I have to go to Washington, D.C.
Yep.
And the thing that was nice is there were so many smaller shows happening, even just in like the New Haven area, which like Hamden's like 10 minutes outside of it by car. So I wound up seeing like all these smaller gigs. Like we had, I don't know if you remember that band Transit.
Yes, I do. Absolutely.
Yeah, they were fucking awesome. We had them play like a charity concert that we put on at the Space as part of, like, the radio did like 2 concerts every year. And it was Music for Meals, which was like a food drive and concert. And then we had like our Spring Fest, which was just like the big show that we put on every year. And they played the food drive concert along with, it was like Murder by Scooter, I want to say, and Crime in Stereo, and a bunch of other, like there was like a couple of other acts other than that. But I just remember Transit absolutely killing. I think they were our headliner that year.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And just like, that's the kind of shit that I think for our Spring Fest the following year, we had Pity Sex, Pine Grove, and Alex G or something like that.
That's a great lineup.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was the best. And like, again, like just so many smaller bands, fucking, I was surprised to see Empire playing this past year.
So are you still making music?
Yeah. Well, so, I mean, God, this last year has been hectic with all the freaking moving I've done.
And weddings.
And the weddings, yeah. Like it's nuts. It's just been like, you know, like adult life is happening. I've just kind of been making sure that everything's settled. But I mean, I'm actually sitting in a room with all my equipment lining the wall. I've got a couple of electric guitars, bass guitars, got a synthesizer over here. So like, I've been writing a few things with some friends of mine as well, and you know, I think after shit's been done hitting the fan, I've started to at least write again, which you know, I think the recording process has always been the hardest part for me to warm up to. But I've been writing music since I was like 14 years old. And it's just something I do when I'm bored. And when I was in college, I had a few friends of mine who, you know, were better on the computer with all of this stuff than I was. And I was really grateful for that. So like we put out the record Singles Beach in like 2022. And, you know, that was just kind of like, it's one of those things where I put all of those songs out because they'd all existed for so long. And I was just like, they have to exist other than, you know, in my room or when I play them in front of like my classmates. Like I would just love for them to live somewhere else. And that got done. That was like everything I had. And then, you know, like almost all those songs were things that I wrote in college. And then like the recording process, I mean, it was an interesting thing because it was all recorded and released in like a really rough period in my life, which like nothing more emo than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And so it was like, it was such a brutal process, not only recording it, but like finding out a way to put it out. We were like in the thick of it during COVID. And so I think it got delayed for like, I would say probably like a year longer than I needed to be because of that. You know, and now, you know, I'm not really as in close contact with the people I made that record with. I'm kind of doing everything by myself at the moment, but I don't know. I feel like a sense of reinvigoration. And as I said, like I've started writing again. So, I mean, anything can happen. I would love to put out something new, like as soon as possible, because after a while, I start to sort of build up these new songs that I'm starting to play for people. And after a while, I'm like, I have so many of these, I have an EP. And then as time goes by even longer, I'm like, dang, I have a whole album just sitting around here. So I think it's just about finding the right people to put together, you know, recording sessions with. And I already have a few friends up, you know, back where I live, actually up in Boston. I have a bunch of people who are really eager actually to do some of this stuff with me. I have a bunch of friends from my high school days who I've played a few shows with actually in the Boston area. And they're so funny. Every time I go back up there, they're like, dude, when can we play again?
That's awesome. That's really good friends.
It's really nice. Like more than anything, I mean, you've kind of already talked about it a little bit, but like, it's a really nice reminder when music is able to just be like a reason people come together, and to have my friends just, you know, talking about my own music as just something that they want to do with me, not necessarily like, when can we record that? When can we, like, I was hanging out with my friend Dylan, who plays drums for me, and we were just like dicking around, and he was just like, dude, can we play Talk? Which is, I think it's like the second to last, or maybe it's the last song on my record. And it's been really interesting to see that one grow. It's kind of been, it was a song I played a lot solo. And so it's always been sort of like this quiet sort of, it builds a lot. And I usually wind up yelling by the end of it. And now that my friends have gotten involved with like sort of the live arrangement, it's turned into this like really, really loud, really crunchy sort of like emo rock ballad. And so every single time I see him, he's like, can we play a little bit of that again? And we're just like in my basement. And, you know, so the energy's there. I'm really excited to kind of get back at it, but like, I'm kind of dusting off the guitar pedals and, you know, sweeping away the cobwebs on some stuff. I mean, so it's been a bit, but I mean, gosh, you know, talking with you, Elise, alone has just like, it's gotten me excited. I'm not gonna lie.
Fuck yeah. I'm so happy to hear that. No, I think
thanks.
when you were saying like hanging out, you got to hang out with Dylan or your friends from Boston or your high school days, I think it's a really good parallel. And I think a lot of people that I was talking to from best friends, or even when I'm doing these episodes of people that maybe come back or play a couple shows, do you know what this is? It's an excuse to see their friends. And they just happen to be people in the room watching. And, you know, Bear vs. Shark, who I got to work with when I was at Equal Vision Records, like they were just hanging out with their families and hanging out, just having a good time. And like, that was the point. It like, yeah, they got to play. And like, but like they got to hang together. And I just think you spending time with your friends, you spending time playing music is going to last a lot longer. And it's what an amazing excuse to go hang with someone.
Yeah, exactly. And like it's just the kind of thing where, I mean, you know, in this industry, I think people talk a lot about sort of like how old you are and like whether or not you've made it by a certain age. And, you know, when I recorded everything back in 2022, I wasn't really expecting it to go anywhere. I just kind of, again, I had to record these things just because I needed them to exist somewhere other than my brain. And you know, a lot of my friends just had a lot of memories associated with the songs, whether they played them with me or just seen us play them. And yeah, like that's just kind of all it's ever been about. And I think that no matter how old I get, whether I'm like trying to keep going at it so that it maybe becomes part of my career or not, I've just kind of decided like I'm probably just going to be doing this until I die. And so, yeah, like
I hope you do.
Yeah, I hope so too. I think, you know, it's been a long break, but I mean, I still have people asking me if I would hop on a bill every once in a while, and you know, the songs are all like 6 or 7 years old now, but I'm still not sick of playing them. So
perfect. That was great, Connor. That was awesome.
Thanks. You know, it's been a while since I've like really talked about it. Like admittedly, it's been a big break since I've been sort of in music mode. And I mean, I didn't realize how much I've missed it, but it's not even really been that long. But even a few years feels like a lifetime. So.
It does, especially with COVID, and it's just,
oh my God.
Yeah, everything's a fucking blur.
Yeah, not to like go into too much of a side tangent, but when I moved to New York in 2020, I graduated with a degree in film. And so part of the reason why I wanted to move to New York was to try and break into that industry. And oh my God, it broke my spirit so quickly, or my desire to work in that industry broke so quickly with the way that things are with COVID. Like call times for working on film sets used to be like, I think it's like normally like 5, 6 in the morning. Like it's at the crack of dawn. But with COVID, it was like you would just show up at like 4 in the morning because people needed to do testing.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was too much. And it's already like you're working with some of the worst people on earth working in film. And so since you're doing it at like 4 in the morning, I was like, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah. No, it's definitely, there's some friends, and this was a long time ago, but they were PAs. And so it was like 24-hour shoots or 18-hour shoots, and they'd be home for a few minutes, sleep, and then run out again. Yeah.
It's rough. You gotta be able to accept that your life is gonna be completely antisocial and like you're barely gonna see sunlight for however long.
Yeah.
And it's such a common, like, I know so many people that do music and their other gig is working in film because just, you know, the hours with everything being freelance, it just kind of works out in such a way that they can kind of do both. But like, oh man, they're always exhausted.
Yeah. No, and I think you stepping back for a minute and coming back into it, like that is needed. And for you to feel comfortable to write and feel okay with that. And I do think going back to just, you get to hang with your friends, make music, and I think from that, you're going to be more open to what opportunities are coming to you. If that's work related or not, you're going to be in a better headspace.
Yeah, exactly. And like, it's been long enough that like, you know, it was starting to get to me because people were talking to me and asking me what I did. And for a while I was like, can I still say I'm a musician? And I do. Like, it's a mindset. Like I do still respond to that question and say like, yeah, I'm a musician. I haven't recorded anything in a while, but like that's always how I felt, you know, that's the way I see myself and the way that I kind of want to continue seeing myself. I mean, whether it turns into a hobby or something I'm still working at, like it just, I don't know. I've never been able to kick it.
Don't kick it, but keep kicking it with the amazing costume. You've won the Halloween costume of the year. First annual Washed Up Emo costume contest. You've won.
I'm honored.
There you go. That's awesome.
Seriously crazy. Like, it's absurd.
Were you like, did you tell anyone? You're like, this random podcast I've never heard of wants to talk about it?
Oh, yeah.
Did they know about me? Did they know the podcast? You can say no. You can also say no. It's fine.
I mean, no, to be honest
it's
with
fine.
you. Like,
it's fine.
Yeah. They're not, it's people who I'm friends with who don't have their finger on the pulse. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. It's fine. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Listen, you gotta be tapped in to know about Washed Up Emo.
Oh man, dude, Connor, so much fun chatting. I'm so glad you did this.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Are you kidding? This was the blast.
Is it a raven or a crow?
That's such a good question. I actually don't know what the difference is.
Shit.
You know, when I was telling people, when people were talking to me, like at the wedding, obviously I had a lot of adults who had no fucking idea what Death Cab for Cutie was. They were asking me what my costume was. And I was sometimes telling them, like, do you know that poem, The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe? I'm the Raven.
Hold on. Okay, I'm going to is this a crow or a raven? Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. AI is telling me the bird on the Transatlanticism album is a crow, a fact confirmed by the original artist, Addie Russell. The cover, which features the crow tangle and red string, is an iconic image for the album. Okay, so it is a crow.
Yeah. All right. I think there's probably something about something about the plumage, or like I think like the stuff on like the stuff on top of the beak like comes out and it's like puffier looking than the crow. It's
right.
Like you don't see that on the cover. I'm starting to get into zoology here, which.
Oh my God. Okay, so a lot of people, actually, I'm glad we brought this up before we're done. The original artist does confirm it's a crow. Okay, great. Thank you. And then someone said, I thought it was from The Secret of Nim.
Oh my God. You know, I don't know so the thing that's so funny is I don't know if it would have come up in like Instagram comments, but on Twitter
it did.
I actually had
Instagram and Facebook got nasty. I had to get a couple people off, but
God, dude, I don't even go on there anymore.
No, I don't. See, that's the thing. I meant to tell you this. I only checked Instagram. I post up on Facebook just because it automatically does it. I never look because it's like chaos.
Yeah. See, I remember you telling me about
Instagram,
like the Facebook, what's it called? The Facebook data. And I was like, that's none of my business.
Right. And then I was so surprised that it took off on Facebook versus Instagram. But the comments on Facebook were like, it was like Karen on Karen. Like it was nuts. And Instagram is a little more reserved.
Yeah, very silly. I mostly got a lot of positivity on Twitter, which is kind of surprising because once things go viral on Twitter,
there's somebody that's got to say some dumb shit.
Yeah, especially if your tweet that goes viral has any sort of opinion related to it.
Right.
Like, that's where people get nasty. But what's funny is when I posted this on Twitter, I actually did have a few people replying to it that said that they thought it was the crow from The Secret of Nim because the crow, when the mice like catch him or whatever, or I guess they're rats. It's the rats of Nim. But anyway, they like tangle him literally in red yarn. And so I actually was wondering if that had anything to do with, you know, why the artist made that, if there was like an inspiration or anything. But I got that times when I put the costume together. People thought that's what it was from.
I mean, so technically you could use it again and just say it's the other thing.
Listen, the pieces are tangled in red yarn sitting in my trunk right now of my car.
I like that.
Yeah, what's funny is when I put the whole thing together, I really didn't appreciate that I would actually get tangled. But I did. Taking that off at the end of the night was a nightmare. Like all of because I put yarn all around like my torso. I just kind of like hung it around my shoulders. And then I can actually send you, I have a picture that I didn't post of just the wings because I put yarn.
Ooh, exclusive. I love that.
on the wings, it looked so fucking cool. Like, I was bummed out that you couldn't really see it when the whole thing went viral, because the wings were honestly the coolest part. But I put some on there too, and then I also wrapped the yarn separately around like the headpiece too. So there were like 3 different like solar systems of red yarn going on my body, and then they all got tied together. And I was like grunting and swearing, like taking it off at the end of the night next to my car in the parking lot.
That's great. And then the police got called.
Yeah. Then they were like, "What's this huge bird doing here?"
It's definitely not a raven.
It's definitely not a raven. Yeah.
The plumage is telling us it's a crow. Sarge, it is a giant crow. Awesome. I just love this part of the internet that like you did something, we got to chat. I thought it was fucking hilarious, and then
oh my god,
we got to talk about music, and it was just really fun.
Yeah, thank you for reaching out. This has been such a pleasant surprise, and yeah, I would love to keep in touch. It's been so fun talking with you. I feel like I've been removed from emo music for like the longest time, but like just because like I don't know, my taste change or whatever, or I get older, and like I just forget how much of a nice community it can be, and so thank you for reminding me of that.
Fuck yeah, nice man.